Alright, so our group project, we worked on a shopping app that is creating an API for a shopping app, buying and selling. And this is our render domain, that is project341render.com. So when you click that one with no endpoint, you get a welcome page. Okay, so that is it. Then we can now test for um, our get our bias. So let me execute that. Get our bias. Get our bias. Okay. So I have that. So my last entry is Mike. Okay. Let me now move straight to create a new one. Alright. So I have Mike. So I already have Mike there. Let me create a new one with Mike again. So when I go to my bias and execute that again, I should see two mics in there. Yes, I see that. Let me copy the ID of the last mic and go and delete that. So I go and delete that. Go and delete that. Yeah, so it's gone. So I have 0204. Quickly go back to my bias and execute that again. And I'm not supposed to see two mics. Okay, so I only have one. Means it works. So my post and my delete routes works perfectly. Let's see. I can equally update that. So now let me go and copy somebody and update the record. So let me say yes, let me copy this person, Danny or Dan Brown. Copy and try and update such a person. So I'm going to change Dan Brown to Kojo. Alright, so it works. So when I go back to my bias, I'm not supposed to see Dan, I'm supposed to see Ben Kojo. Yes, so Dan is gonna have Ben Kojo. So the put route is also working, on the put method is also working perfectly, as you can see. Then I can now fetch. Okay, so let me move to another collection now. Okay, so that works. So the delete also worked. Now let me get sellers or seller. Let me execute that. Yes, I equally have seller there. Okay, so the last person is Mary. Let me copy that. Let me go to the next. Okay, so I'm going to create another seller. So I'm still going to use that. Let me create. So I'm supposed to see to Mary. So that is gone. Okay. So when I go back and execute seller, I'll see Mary twice. So let me copy the last ID. Go back to delete. Delete seller. Delete seller. Yes. Delete it. Okay. I don't have any other help returning, so I'll go back to get seller, and I should see only one seller with the name Mary. So that one works perfectly. So my delete my post works. So I'm now going to test that of my put. So I'm now going to introduce Mary Agua. So I'm going to have another one, not Mary Hassan, but Mary Agua. I'm going to change this Mary. I'm going to change this Mary assigned to Adjoa. So let me post. So let me intentionally make an error. Let's see. Yeah, so an error occurred because of the wrong ID number I placed there. So let me correct that and run it. So it's going. It's not returning any error. So when I go back to my seller and I'm trying to get that method work, I should see my hardware not ASA. Okay, so it works perfectly. So that is it. So all my endpoints or my routes are working. My crude method are also working on both seller and buyer. Uh, if I still want to get the seller ID, let's see. Um, okay, so this one works with product seller. So let me see if I get a seller. Let me go and get a seller. Seller ID. Copy. I'm gonna delete. Okay, put the seller. So it gives me so I have not matched any seller to a product. So if I match a seller to a product and I do that, it works. So I think I have that here. So a product here, seller here. So let me put the seller ID here and match it. Yeah. Okay. So I have an error with the product. Okay, so it's good. So now if I want to get that seller, I'll see the seller with the item. Yes, so that's the seller with the seller ID here and the product ID and the products of the seller. Thank you. So all my routes are working. Thank you.